Hello, yeah. So in yesterday class, I will explain the what is the React, why React, how to install React, how to set up the React, how to run the React application. So this is the yesterday class. In today class, I will explain the what are the components in the React. What are the components in React? So what are the components in React and how to create the components in React. So how to create the functional components, how to create the class component, I will explain this class. Okay. So coming to the components, before I will explain to the what are the components in React application, what are the components. Let's go to an website. Let's say for example, let's say I go on to the one Angular website. It's a single page application. I think I already explained to you. So what is single page application? So in the single page application, we have only one page. It's not loading everything. For example, if I click the any click, if you click any click, this only the particular part will change. It's not load again and again. So if you see in the top, the page is not loading. Only this part was changing. Now coming to the component, if you create any the application, the page. So this is one single page, right? So this is one single page. So this is React. So React application means one single page. So to create one single page, so we need to create the components. So I like for example, I have a house. To build the house, and what I need the bricks, building bricks. In the same way, for example, let's say this is a single page. So the single page, if you want to create a single page, first I will split that pages in this small UV parts, like one this part, this box. All these box are combined together. We can call a application. So, so all these blocks are called the components. So the definition. So how can say what are the React components? The components are building blocks of an application. Building blocks of an application. So if you want to create one application in React, we need to create the small building blocks. Those are called components. For example, if I want to create this page, I want to create this box, these are the blocks. So this one, two, three, four, five, or this is called as the component. So in the in the other meaning, if you want, we have one page. That page is we are splitting into small boxes. So all small boxes combined together, we can call the component in React. So we can call it building blocks. We can call it an application. So for every box, every small, the every smallest UV part in the application is called the component. So why we need to create the application? We can split in the separate boxes, separate individual components because components are reusable. Components are reusable. Once we create the component, same UV part we can use any other page also. For example, I created this one box. This one box, well, for one time I create the components. This component I can use in the other page also. So components are the building blocks of the application. So let's say, for example, I want to. So first of all, to create the React application, first I want to create one single page. This is one big block. Let's say I want to create the one big block. That means I want to create one big box. So this whole box is one single component. Okay, let's say single component. Let's say single component. So React JS application means single page. Single page means a single component, one single component. In the single component, we can create the small other components, right? In the single components, we create the small. For example, I can create the this box, and later I can create the other box. Okay, so I can create the other box also. So first, what we need to create is we need to create the this box. This box first, I need to create the big box. So so React application is one single component, one big single component. In the single component, we have the multiple components. So in the React application, let's coming to the code. So in the how to create the components in React? How to create the components in React? How to create components. We can create components in two ways. Functional, using functions, or using classes. Using functions, okay, using functions or classes. Okay, I will explain how to create the functional components, how to create the functional. So what I told is, if you want to create the one React application, first I need to create the one component. Okay. Yesterday I installed one React application. So once I install React application, I told you in the SRC folder we have the code. So in the SRC folder, what I told you right now. So React.js is the one single component. First is one big simple component. That is the app component. So if you consider this page, this whole box, the big box is right. This is the app component. This one is the app component. So this is the app component. This big box is called app component. First in React application, first we need to create one app component. So if you run the application, if you run the application, how to run the application? Localhost colon 3000. Okay, let's go to browser. So I refresh the page, right? So what I got by the functional component, right? First we are creating a functional component. So what we need to do is first we need to create the function, right? Create a function with component name. So first I create the one file app.js. In the app.js I create the function with the component name. So I create the function and the function name is app. Okay. Now, so now if whatever you want to show in the component, we need to write here. We need to write here the return. For example, I want to call it one division in HTML element one box with div. So for that in the function you need to write return and write a div. Okay. So in the functional components, hello, just a minute. I'm writing the div. Let's say write the return statement like return. Okay, return and use the parenthesis. Okay, in this parenthesis you can write HTML. What type of HTML you want? So return. I'm writing div elements, one box div. Let's say div. In this div I write the this is app component. But this is not enough. Okay, this is not enough. So to create the functional component, function write the function with the component name and return statement. The function component return statement, and this function is in the one div, and this is the app component. So if I run the application, I need to show this one, right? So but if you see here, I am getting some error because you write the only the component, the functional components. So you write some component, but you need to use that component. If you want to use that component, first you need to export. You need to export. So export to write here export default and the function name. Export default function name. See here if you run here, so we got this is the app component. But the thing is, you create the functional component like function and the component and written some code, and you are exporting the function component. So But this component was loading where I told you yesterday in the index.html public index.html in this div is as a part of this div element is coming. Let's see. Let me show you to you. See here in inspect here. Inspect here. Okay. See here in the div. See in the root div with the root ID. Whatever you write the component is component coming here, right? So how? So who told? So I create one functional component with the app with the name app component. How this app component was loading as a child component of this div? How? So if you go to index.js file, we clearly mentioned here this app component. We create this component into this div document.get element by Rudy. So what happened in index.html we had a doc ID with the root. So in the index.js file we told in the document get element with the ID in this root in this element import the app component. Here we clearly told app component. In this way we create the an app component I created. So still you are confusing. Let's now start the new component. For example, so I create the one big component. Let's say I create this box. So here I want to one. So let's create one new component. Let's say so to create the first what we need to. So to create the component, what we need to do first go to src folder, create a file. Let's say creating the component lesson. Okay, lesson dot component. So first create the lesson dot js. So lesson dot js. So I am creating one component with the name lesson. So that's why I create one file lesson.js in src folder. Okay. So now what we need to do first, we need to create the function with the component. What is our component name? Lesson. Okay. Now this component must be written some UI, some HTML. That's why I use the return parenthesis and parenthesis. I'm writing the view. This is the lesson. So this is the lesson. So I create one function. So I want to create one component with the name lesson. For that one, I create one file lesson.js in a src folder. Now with that file, I create one function lesson. I am returning some HTML. Is it enough? No. So for what we need to do, we need to export. So we need to write the export statement. Export default export default or component. What is component lesson? Okay, in this way we create the components function and this function returning the something. Okay, now I want to use this lesson component under this here under this here I want this component. So after this is the app component below. So I will break. Yeah, this is the one horizontal, right? Okay, okay. So if you go to browser, I got one below this. I want the slash component. But how it's not coming? Why you just create the lesser component here, but you're not to using the term. So if you need to call the component. If you want to call the component, where you want the component, you want to call you want I want here. So here what you want to call, I want to call the lesson component. So you need to write like this: less than the component. What is the component name? Lesson. So you need to run. You need to import that component. That's why enter. Okay. First we need to import lesson from this lesson. So first we need to import this component here. After that we need to use the like this. So first we need to import the component, and if you where you want to use the component, then here there you want the component element. This is the component element. Okay, now Below this, I want to get this UI. Let's see. See, you got right. This is the lesson. Okay. So first we create the function. To create the function. So to create the component, functional component in React. So first what we need to create. First what we need to do. Create a file with component name in src folder. Example lesson.js. Okay, next lesson.js, right? Next, so in that file, so now in the lesson.js, in component file, you need to create a function with component name, right? So example, function lesson. In this way, you write the function. Next, what you want to show in the what you want to show, you need to write. You need to write HTML as written part of that function, right? Written of that function. So example, here. So in the function lesson, one you need to return. You need to write the return. Some HTML, like for example, div something what you for example, this is lesson something. Okay. After that, you need to write the you need to export. So export default that component name, right? So export default that lesson. Okay. Now how to use that how to use that component in other page. So to use that component, what we need to first we need to import that component where you want. Okay. After that you need to call component element where you want in that file. So what is lesson example? So in this way, you create the component. In this way we'll use the component. So first, so that we create the component. First, I create the file in the src folder. I write a function. In that function, write the return statement. After that, I export that function. Now I want to use this lesson component in the app.js. So first, I need to import that lesson component, and I use this component where I want. I want here. In this way, I can use the component. So once the only one time you write this component, again and again we don't need to write this component. So I want this output again and again. So what I will do, I will create I will call a lesson element only, just it. So now I use this out, I will get this output two times. Let's see. So I got two times as, so any number of times you want, you can use this component. So you write the function, you write some component in a particular file. That means you write some UA part. That UA part where you want, any number of times you can use. So this is called the component reusable things. In this way, we can create the functional component. So we can create the component using the functional components or class component. Using the classes or function. So we just, so as you wish. So actually at the starting of the React application, they only use the class components only. But later, from I think a React version from after 17 something, they started using the functional components. Because whoever learn the JavaScript easily, whoever understand the JavaScript, they easily, it is very easy to create the functional components. Who have the better understanding JavaScript, it is very easy to create the functional components. But the starting they use the class components one. So somebody asks why class components, why functional components, what is the difference between class components and what is different functional components. I will explain the further classes, but as your wishes. So they will ask which you prefer, is either functional components, class components. I will tell for myself. I will tell functional components because it is very easy to write the code and I have some good knowledge JavaScript, so I can use the functional components. But some projects, for example, some client project, if they want some class component, you must write the class component. So you must have a high idea how to create the class component also. Let's go to the class component. Okay, now class component. So how to create the class? So you need to have idea how to create the component with the function, and also you need to have the idea how to create the class components also. So first of all, so to create the component, what we need to do? First, we need to create the file. Same. First step is same. What is first step? Create a file, a component in the SRC folder. This is same. Okay. Okay. Let's say I'm going to Visual Studio. So in the SRC folder, I create a new file. Let's say I'm creating the topic. Let's say topic.js. Topic.js. So next, the functional command, what we need to do, we need to write the function. We need to write the create the file. Next, we need to create the component file. You need to create the function. But in the class components, in that component file, you need to write class. So how? Let me show you. So you need to write class. Class is, I think, you need to write the class, right? If you want to create the class, we need to first create the class keyword. If you have the function, you use the functional keyword the same way. You get the class, class and component. What is the component? Our component name is the topic. So this is the class generally. Generally, function. How? What is the function? Function is like this. Function is like this. But the class components, class component name. That's it. But it is not enough. To create the class component, we need to write the of the component. We need to must write the extends. So it is the child class of the React class component. React dot component. So to create the class component, you must write like this class. Let me write like this. So I will write like again class component name. What is our component name? Topic extends React dot component and parenthesis. This is the class. This is the way how to create a class component. So now you need to write a function like render. Function name is the render. So what we need to do is first we create the class with extends react dot component. Correct? So how we use class is small letters. So component name. Example, I create the component name. Let's create the topic. So example is topic component. So that's why I get the class name, extends, and react dot component. Okay, now what you want return. So on the functional component, what you want to return the HTML, you just write the return and the HTML. But in the class component, you write to function. Inside the class, you need the function render. Okay, render function. Okay, like this method. Since render function is like another method, it's called method also. So functions in the class we call as methods. So in this render function, we need to return. We need to return the HTML. Okay, like this. Right? Now go to our code. So I write the class. In this class, I write the render function. In the render function, so render parenthesis by the first class. In that class, I need to write the render function. In this render function, return the HTML. So it will return HTML. So I want to do this is topic. Okay. Now I want to use this component. So this way we create a class component. Class the component name extends regular component. This class I use the render method. In the render method I use the return function. Okay. Now I need to use this class component inside below this lesson component. So I want to below. So I have a top. I want to use this topic component below this lesson components. So what I will do is, I want to use this topic component in the lesson component. So I want to use this this topic component is lesson component. So if you want to use particular component in the particular what we need to use, I clearly told you, right? So now if you want to use the first, we need to import the component where you want. So before the importing, we need to use the export here, right? So I want to call this topic component lesson component. Before that, we need to must here we need to export, right? So here export default component name. First we need to export. Now I want to use this topic component is lesson component. What I need to use first, I need to import. So I importing import. What I importing topic from topic file topic.js. So I importing topic from topic.js. So we need to give the path here. Okay. So I want this topic comment below this here. So what I will do is below this lesson. So what I will is I use the top component element. What is component element? Topic element. Let's see. So if you see here in topic.js, we need to use the react.js, react.component, right? So what is React here? So here we need to import the React here. So we need to import the React here. First we need to import the React here first. Okay, then only we need to use the so import top of the file import React from React external library. So to write the first React class component, first we need the React. We need to import the React from React. So next we need the class. The component extends React that component. Now, so if you see here, see we got the. If you see here, whole application has a root element. We have the app component. In the app component, we have the listener component. In this listener component, we have the topic component. Okay, in this way, we create the class component. So I missed this part. So to create the class component, first I need to import the React class. Right. Next, I need to create a file with the name src folder. Okay. So after that, I need to create a file in the src folder, React component. In the class, use the render function. In the render function, use the return statement. In this way, I create the class component and functional component. Let's see. Let me create one other component. Let's create a component like for testing. Let I create the with component name with uh, lesson topic, right? Course. I create the one component name course. Remember class name, the component name must be as capital. First letter is capital. First letter is the capital. Now I create the functional component. So this what is the function? Function. What is the component name course? So what we do is the return. Okay, return. Here this is written the HTML. Right? It's written the HTML. This is the course. Okay. So I create the function first. After that we need to export. So export default course. Now I want to use this class component and the app component. So first what I want to use, I need to import course from. After that, where I want this course component here. Okay, above the lesson. So I use the lesson. So here I use the class component element. Okay, I got out. That's fine. This is the course. What I want to tell is any component written only one element. For example, is I written only one element. Now, if I want to, I want other element also. Like for example, course title. So you have the div element. I have so in the course component I want to return the div element and also h2 element. So she says some error. See, if you want to return HTML component, all the elements must be in one single parent. Only one element, one single parent element must be there. So all the any number of elements must be in the one single element. So if here, so it return the only so any component return the only one element. In that element you have child elements. That's fine. But it return any component must return the only one element. For example, if you remove this div, it's showing error because here it return the two elements. But what is my intention? I return the one element only. So here it return the only one element. This div only. In this div, you can use the multiple elements. That's fine. So if you want to use the multiple HTML elements in the component, all the multiple elements, all the chain elements must be in the only one element because component everything component written only particular one element only, not the multiple elements. So this is the for today class. Any questions? If you have any questions, any doubts, any questions, any doubts, please contact me and please reach me. Any questions, any of those? So you can reach me. You can semicolon. Yeah, yeah. I added a semicolon. So let me give the final summary. So what is the component? See. So if you see here, so if now if you see here, I am creating the component. I create the component, right? Whole page, but this whole page contain the multiple multiple blocks. App component is one block. In that app component have the course component, lesson component, topic component. So every component one block. All these blocks comes together one application. So what are the components? Components are the building blocks of the application. For example, I want display. I want to create a one number block, two number, three number, four, five number. These are all components. All these components together in the one app component. So components are the building blocks of the React application. First point. Second point. Components are usable. We can reusable the components. Third thing. If you want to create the component, so how to create the components? So we can create the components using the functional or using the functions or class components. So using the function, if you want to create the functional components, you need to create the first of, if you want to create any component, first what we need to do is we create the file. We create a file in the if you create the file in the src folder. In the src we create the file with the component name. The first letter must be capital. If you create the functional component, first you have to write the function and function name. This function return the some HTML element. We need to export that component. So in this way, you can create the functional components. So we can create the function name. In that function, you need the return statement. You need to return the HTML elements, and you need to export that one. After export this component, where you want to use this component, first we need to import that component. In that component, where you want to that component, there you want to write that component element. Okay. In the same way to create a class component, first we need to create a class component. First, what we need to do is first we need to import the React from React. Next, we create the class component name extends React component. First, we need to write the class. Okay, first we need to write the class, right? In this class, we need to write the render method. In this render method, we need to write the return statement. That return statement return the HTML, and we need to export and we need to import where you want. So the things to remember in the components to create the components. What are the things we need to remember? Every component must return the only one element only. If you want to use the multiple elements, first you need to write all the multiple elements in the single element only. So every component return only one element. In that element, we can use the multiple child elements. First thing. So functional components, child components. So we can use we can write the functional component, child components. So at the starting, only course class components are there only. After React version from 17 versions, they introduce the functional components. Whoever better understanding JavaScript, it is easy to write the functional components. The so the difference between the functional components, class components, I can explain the further classes. Okay, this is the summary. If you have any doubts, any questions, and if you want the course, this is not the course material. This is not this is not document. I have separate document PPT with good presentation, and if you want recording videos and those interview questions and answers and some theoretical questions, coding questions, practice. If you want to mock interviews, please reach out me in 79 my contact number. My contact number is 79427 1313. Otherwise, I can mention the group WhatsApp group channel and subscribe my channel. So if you want any recordings, PPT, enroll to my class. So my class is fees is only 1,000 rupees for this class. I will provide all the things. If you need those, reach out me. My number 79427 138 1, or you can give your comments in the comment section. I will reach you. Okay. That's it for today class.